Why, hello there. This is Miss Janice, your natural hair care practitioner tutor, and I just want to say good morning to you. I'm glad that you found me. I wanted to come on today. Well, let me put my ears on first. I noticed yesterday when I had it off and the time before that it starts off kind of, I don't know, not blurry, but the voice is kind of different. So I'm going to try to do this all the time. Or, of course, get another computer so that I can do this better. But what we're doing is we're starting with what we have already so that we can know what to do and how to improve what we're doing. So, how are y'all doing this morning? I trust that all is well. Hello? I have a green bar down here that I have to make sure that I can see moving. Okay, so I've already washed my hair. I've already washed my hair, and I bought my washing product. It's biotin collagen thickening shampoo. And what I do is I take the shampoo, put it in a squirt bottle, and then I take some apple cider vinegar, about a cupful of apple cider vinegar. Shampoo, I just put it in there. And then I don't measure. And then I fill it up with water. And as you can see, it's almost gone. But I take it, just to it right about here. Shake it real good so it can get sudsy. And my hair is already suds, wet. And I still have the rubber bands on. Several, like 4 or 5 of them so far that I found have come out. One of them, before I even got to it, went down the drain. Another one I found on my finger. I really got in there and washed. I soaked my hair, sprayed it with the apple cider vinegar and biotin with collagen thickening shampoo. And I got in there. And I wanted to practice. I wasn't going to show you this, but I wanted to practice so that when I did it on Friday or Saturday, that I would, come on with this. But I said, well, since I did it, let me go ahead and show them. Then I used conditioner, but I put conditioner in a spray bottle also with oil. Oh, the name of the conditioner is biotin with and collagen thickening conditioner. And I got these from Walmart. I got them from Walmart. And I know that biotin is good for your hair and collagen is good like that. So, and thickening is good, because I'm all into getting my hair not only thick, but I'm all into allowing my hair to grow. And so this is the look. And all I did, like I said, I put a couple of rubber bands back in, but the majority of the rubber bands either did this, which went all the way down to the end. I told you they're not tight in your hair at all. So this is one of those hairstyles where you really shouldn't have to bother it. And uh, I noticed that even if that one is wet, there's basically no pulling of the hair. No, because when I did it yesterday, I was telling well, okay, when I spoke with you regarding my hair on the last video, I was saying how I did it when it was dry. Okay. Now, what I'm noticing is that it's thickening from here to here. That's what I'm noticing, here to here. It's not just thickening at the root. The hair follicles, whoa, that's why I didn't want to bring that. Well, I wanted to bring it, but I didn't want to put it on my page. And I used the same rubber bands, which have stretched a little bit more, so it's not as tight. Again, in here is um, thickening conditioner, biotin and collagen thickening conditioner, um, castor oil, and apple cider vinegar. I put it in water, shake it up, and sprayed it throughout my whole head. There are times though, and this is what apple cider vinegar looks like, the one that I use. It says on here, Bragg's, organic, raw, unfiltered. And you have to shake it. I don't know if you can see down the bottom. They call that mother. It says with the mother. And I have this much left. And I usually put in just a little bit, like a capful, about an approximate capful in here. And then I just keep adding water. I don't keep adding this. I just keep adding water. And then like if tomorrow I use the rest of this down to here, I will just fill it up more with water. So basically what I'm saying is I just rinse it out every day. Put some more in like that. Okay. This is the castor oil. And it says cleanse the skin with a mild soap and water. Apply as required twice per day as a castor oil pack for concentrated application. Saturate wool flannel and apply over desired area. Dry heat may be applied. To complete your personal health and beauty program, we invite you to try other quality products from the Home Health line of naturally based formulas. Resinous, cuminous, castor oil seed. And I was going to start trying the black castor oil, something like that. I know it has the word black in it, but so far I've only tried this. I've been using this since last year, since I started. And I usually, if I don't spray this on in the shower, which I did, I usually just apply this directly to my head, my scalp. And I have a little container, which I almost knocked over. So I'm left-handed, so let me put it over here on the right. And what I usually do, I'm just going to do the top. I usually dip my hand in. Oh, I was trying to make sure that this was going to get any oil in it. And I just, and when I do this, I'm doing it for two reasons. One of them, I can feel like hair bumps, so I really can tell where the hair is going to grow in at, and it does. And the way I used to do it is put it on the top like this, because you only want a little, you don't want a whole lot. And when I put it on the top, I usually try to hold this way and put it like this down, or hold it this way and put it like this up. When I do the sides, this is part of my top. That's what I'm doing. But I should know the name of this, like already. The name of the parts of the skull. Like this is the frontal, this is the temporal lobe, like that. Occipital, OCs, occipital. Anyway, what I mean is I should be talking natural hair care practitioner. And okay, now after I do this, I just massage it in through the whole scalp. Lay this back down. Because it's my hair is still wet. And some of these, like I said, I put back in. Some of the rubber bands. And some of them was already big, but look how wide that one is. And see the what is it called? The imprint of the rubber band is so loose that it just it's not even showing. I don't know if you can see that. So. And that's it. And this is basically a protective hairstyle. You don't have to have locks to do it. I'm just doing a protective hairstyle or practicing a protective hairstyle with locks. So that if a young person comes in and wants to know how they can keep maybe their parts separated while they're growing their locks, I can give them this as a secondary style. Hey, this one's gone. Hey, there's no. Good thing I brought my rubber bands. Anyway, I'm done with this oil, so I better take it off the table. Set it up. Now I have different size rubber bands. That's one. That's another. I have a medium one in here too. Let me see if I can find it. So they're like small, medium, and big. I want a big one. This is considered a big one already. So I'm going to right now find. So you grab it. I'm not um, concerned regarding the parting of it. Let me look and see if anymore. Because I'm gonna do my best to try to leave these in and all of till the end of September. So right now I'm thinking of carbuncle and can't think of the other one. Oh, the cold one, the fur uncle. Carbuncle and fur. That's where we are. That's probably why I'm thinking of it. Okay. I'm turning like I have something on the top of my head that I don't want to fall off. And I have the perfect lock sock, which I'll put on after I get done with this. It's gray. You'll get to see it hopefully tonight if I don't get finished our 21 pages. But I just wanted to show you my routine of what I do with my locks. I've been doing it with, excuse me, my routine that I do with my natural hair care. I've been doing it since February of 2017. So that means February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I am 19 months with natural hair care. I was going to do a lock journey, but I can't even say that I'm more interested in my hair growing and it's doing such a good job, but I'm most sure that this is going to be my style. I'm going to be a lock. a lockster, a lockster, meaning a sister with a lock with locks. I told you how I came up with that. Sisters, locks, sisters, stirs. I took the H for brothers, and so I came up with locksters. And if you hear anybody saying it, you know they got it from me. It's like, oh yeah, locksters. That sounds cute. And then I have lockettes, meaning young people with locks, whether they're boy or girl. It sounds girly though. It's locketters. Just lobsters. Don't worry about trying to change it. Just lobsters. Okay, diseases and pathogens, bacteria. Gotta make sure you can hear me. Sometimes my microphone drops. Now, pathogenic bacteria is Staphylococcus is a contagious pathogenic bacteria. And the only other place besides in the natural hair care practitioner module that I've ever heard of Staphylococcus is in the is in the Bible. Now you know it's in the hospital. That's funny. Okay, it is a contagious pathogenic bacteria that infects the hair follicle and can be transmitted by skin to skin contact and unsterilized tools and implements. Skin to skin, what you're supposed to wear on these hands. And then it also tells us that we are to wash our hands before and after each client. I would say before, during, and after. But when you become so proficient, it's like you really want to have your hand covered. You want to find some gloves, some latex or plastic gloves that fit your hands like fingers so that you can practice. Like what I keep doing, I keep saying, and I'm noticing this, I keep saying what I'm going to do like on a certain day. Like tomorrow, we're going to go over the test questions. This day, we're going to do this. This day, we're going to do that. And I noticed that, wait a minute, why do that? You know, why keep saying what you're going to do? Why not just do it? And so, hence washing my hair. I said I was going to wash it on Saturday, Friday or Saturday so you can see. But I like to practice before I do it. So, and the same thing with the test questions. I'm like, we're going to have go over some test questions tomorrow. Well, every single day you're going over test questions because every single day we're sectioning off different parts of the module. So diseases, pathogenic bacteria. Fur uncle and carbuncle. Fur uncle and carbuncle. So it's like relatives. You have an uncle, you have a fur uncle, and then you have an uncle, it's a carbuncle. So and then I noticed that these are growing. My locks are growing. And you saw when I did the comb test that they are locking. But I call them loose locks. How did you start your locks? I started them with loose hair. And then let me see. Hold on. Oh, I can put them over here. I won't have to look. I won't have to. Okay, diseases, pathogenic bacteria. So we went from pathogenic bacteria, the different types of pathogenic bacteria, which is, okay, I gave you enough time to either write it down or to say it. It's furuncle carbuncle. Okay? Is a pimple or boil perforated by a hair that produces constant pain. Perforated. Ooh, Jesus. I think of ingrown hairs. I have like hairs on my chin, and every now and then I'll get one like down here on my neck or one right here. And I'm not sure that um, this is considered a fur uncle because this sounds negative. But when I do the top of my hair, I can always tell where hair is going to grow in it. I can always tell. Like before this group of hair right here came, it was a bump right there, and let's see, I felt one earlier. But everyone knows that in here is a group of hair, and I usually put it over here, over here. I don't know which way it is now because I washed it. Whoa, that's a lot. That's how come I usually go from here down because that's a lot of oil. And this part of the hair seems to keep the oil going. Wait, where's another one? Oh no, I feel it. It fell down to the bottom. And when you take them out, you want to take your time because right now, right at the end, I noticed that there's a little teeny this. Can you see it? Right at the end, there's a little ball hanging on the end, right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. So you want to take your time with your hair. Like when I wash it, the only nice part about washing my hair is it's soft because it's wet, and I really get in there. I even when I didn't have the rubber bands in. This is another one of those that are splitting, and I think they're splitting because that's where I put the knotted lock right at the end, and the knotted locks are coming out. See, because they're becoming loose locks. So if someone ever asks me how did I do my hair, I'll say I started with loose hair, and then that loose hair lock. And after a few weeks, I think I put rubber bands at the end because I was doing a tutorial talking about the different types of styles and different styles. And uh, I'm gonna write it down when I think of it. Styles and techniques. Okay, and then the, as a part of a style and technique, there are different types of styles that we're going to get to. Okay, carbuncle, inflammation of the subcutaneous tissue similar to a furuncle but larger. Can you just imagine? And one of the reasons why they start is because of stress. They didn't say stress, they called it like a chemical reaction. Diseases. I was like, no, I'm not going to try to find it. Hold on. Carbuncle, inflammation of the subcutaneous tissue similar to a furuncle but larger. That's for the like a uncle that's kind of big, you know. He has a whole he eats a whole lot of carbs. The fur uncle is the one that's cold because he wears fur, but the carbuncle, I'm so sorry, but that's funny to me. I'm trying to tell y'all, you gotta think of ways to make you remember what you need to know. See, because if you went to somebody just out of the clear blue and start talking about carbuncle and fur uncle, they wouldn't understand. But if you're sitting and you're tutoring or you're teaching, And you want the person that you're teaching or tutoring to know the different parts of the here you go, different parts of diseases, the different parts or the different, you know, of diseases, because they come in parts. Everything we're learning comes in parts. Hair comes in parts. You have the follicle, the root. You have like hair. Everything comes in parts. And I keep trying to explain to you that once you receive the opportunity to get deep into what you're doing, it becomes a part of you, and you begin to talk that language. You've ever sat around and just they're speaking English, but they're talking regarding plants, and they'll be talking about the bulb, and they'll be talking about how different types of soils do different types of things, and different chemicals, and how to get out. And you're sitting there going, I know you're talking English, but I haven't. It sounds like you're talking a foreign language. Well, that's what it's like when two or more licensed natural hair care practitioners get together. This is what you talk. This is how you talk. We talk hair. Like when I'm crocheting and I'm looking at locks and how locks like to have the opportunity to have friction, whatever this is called. I call it friction, but so what I do is I do like this sometimes to my locks when they're dry. I just keep my hands going around to get that friction going. And then that's what the scalp to stimulate to grow that new hair. I don't know how it works. I just know what I'm telling you makes it work. Or I noticed that doing that, because before you could pat your hair and do like this to your tummy, and that makes your tummy feel good. I don't know why, but it does. So I'm thinking, well, let me do that to my hair. And so I be trying these different techniques, these different ways to do stuff, and it really, really works. But my hair is usually dry when I do it. I might do it one day, like for real, like really touch the hair. But right now I'm just doing on the top, and you see how it's coming up. I might decide to wear my hair out today. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so disorders or dermatitis. So that derma, remember, is under the skin. Derma. I'm trying to think of the other one. It's not upper derm. Ah, yeah, yeah. So it seems like what's happening right now is words are coming regarding either pictures that I saw from out of the module, or something that I learned from before out of the module. So dermatitis, there are two scalp disorders that manifest similar inflammatory and topical conditions. And remember, I said that itis means inflammation. That's one of the things I remember. That's I remember that. Seborrheic dermatitis, psoriasis dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis is spelled Seborrheic. Seborrheic. Seborrheic dermatitis and psoriasis dermatitis. Dermatitis. And psoriasis is spelled with a P. It's a silent P at the top. Maybe it's a Latin word. I do not know. Psoriasis. So Psoriasis dermatitis. It's not that I think that you already know how to spell dermatitis, and I don't want to tell you how to spell it. But it's talking about two disorders of dermatitis. So if you know how to spell seborrheic or seborrheic, and if you know how to spell psoriasis, you that's all you really need to know, which is which. And they put seborrheic. I said seborrheic because it's a HE in there. They put that one first, so I believe that they're going to teach us what that is first. Disorders dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis is a skin disorder or form of eczema caused by an inflammation of the sebaceous gland or an inflammatory reaction to some commonly caused hair products. So, when you um, get more and more into what you use on your hair, because you want to, like, if you're the one that's going to be the braider, and you're going to teach about braid outs and twist outs and you know no braid outs, because twisting is another specialty that I want to work with. So you're going to be the one that does the braiding, right? And you can braid your own hair. Somebody said, "Oh, wow, oh, man, that hair of yours look nice. You always have it like going back, or you always how did how and they want to know who did your hair, and then all of a sudden you say I did, and you're like, wait a minute, how can you braid your hair up? Well, I practice, and that's when it's like ding ding, I'm here, it's my turn. Or you come to the shop, the the licensed facility. You come to your licensed facility, and your hair is done because maybe one of your co-workers or your co-natural hair care, your co-licensed natural hair care practitioners did your hair, and they want to show off what they specialize in, and it's like, wow, your hair looks so nice, and you do like one of these numbers. She's my personal licensed hair care practitioner, and she will be yours. Or he's my licensed personal natural hair care practitioner. No, he's my personal, yeah, natural license. No, he's my personal licensed natural hair care practitioner, and he will be yours. He can be yours. He's our lock specialist in the facility, and and then you just start lifting up whoever he or she is. And that's the way we're going to do it. Anyway, let me keep going. It says disorders, dermatitis, seborrheic dermatitis is a skin disorder or form of eczema. And I keep jumping because I'm picturing this. It's like, ugh. I mean, I don't mean to say, but it's just ah, caused by an inflammation of the sebaceous glands or an inflammatory reaction to some commonly used hair products. And so we want to find out what they are by doing research. Um, when I did my research on castor oil, it was like it makes your hair grow. When I got to the makes your hair grow, and it's natural, and it has to have. It said it has to have something on here. So hold on, I'll tell you what it has. So, well, one of the reasons why I use it is because I only wanted to use products that I could eat. Because if it's in me and it's good for you, but this one says don't eat it, right? Hold on, it says for external use only, do not ingest, keep out of the reach of children, tamper resistance, do not. And I read it, and I was like, wait a minute, my mom gave us castor oil. I'm serious. When I was growing up, the woman that birthed me gave us castor oil with orange. And I was every year in September before school, we used to get cleaned out. She probably did it more than once a year, but I remember that time because, and it wasn't once. It was like we would eat a tablespoon of castor oil and then have lemon, and then go to not lemon, orange, and then go to school, and then eat it again, and then go to school like that. And then one day we had castor oil, was looking for our orange, and there was no. So that was one reason I was amazed when I was reading about castor oil, because I was like, "What? You can't ingest it? You can eat it all the time." And look at how healthy and strong and blessed I am. No, let me stop. Okay, look at this. It says the scalp is red, inflamed, and itchy with white, creamy, yeast like film. And that's what I see. I see that. Or patches that coat the scalp, causing light flaking of dead skin cells resembling wet dandruff. Seborrheic dermatitis. I wonder, can you only get this in your hair? It says a skin disorder or form of eczema caused by an inflammation of the sebaceous gland or an inflammatory reaction to some commonly used hair product. So if you know of anybody that has dermatitis, that's inflammation of the skin because of, and it's telling us how you get this, is a disorder or form of eczema caused by an inflammation of the sebaceous gland. So sebaceous gland, I think, is the gland that makes you perspire. I think dermatitis, psoriasis dermatitis, an inflammatory condition that results from an autoimmune disease of the skin. The scalp is red and irritated and covered with patches of silver white scales. It doesn't even tell you how to get rid of it though. That's why I'm trying my best to explain to you that before you work on people, clients, please remember to wear gloves. Remember to wear gloves. But I'll wash my hands. No, before you work on the person, because we're going to mainly work on their hair, but they could have some other disorders on their body. And that's basically what this is saying right here. It doesn't have to be in their scalp because it said a skin disorder. See, that means that anywhere there is skin or form of eczema caused by an inflammation of the sebaceous gland or an inflammatory reaction to some commonly used hair product. It said or. Okay, here's one. This is disorders. It's in the category of disorders, and it's called pityriasis. And it's P-I-T, and that's, I said pity. Pityriasis. Pityriasis. Pityriasis, also known as dandruff, is a microscopic fungus. Now listen to me. What it seems like is happening is they're giving us names for every single like disorder, not everyone, but they're giving us the regular name or the scientific name or the natural hair care practitioner name for different diseases and disorders, funguses, etc. Okay, so this disorder is called pityriasis. Pityriasis, also known as dandruff. Now we remember dandruff because we came up, girl, you got dandruff, or I got dandruff, I got to scratch out the dandruff. Can you get that? It's like, oh, it itches right here, right? And that's what we know. We know dandruff. But as a licensed natural hair care practitioner, you want to know pityriasis so that they can ask, what is that? Like this right here is called phalanges. These are called phalanges. Or if you're going to nursing school, you want to know different parts of the body, and that's where anatomy and physiology comes in. That's how come I say this is 0.01. They call it, I just said it. Anatomy and Physiology 100, Anatomy and Physiology 101, Anatomy and Physiology 211, Anatomy and Physiology, because you're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into anatomy and physiology. Well, as a part of the cosmetologist family, we are, because remember, this happened in 2013. We came out of um, big, cosmetology as a functioning organism. Hey! Oh, sorry. Well, that's what happened. We came out of cosmetology as a functioning organism according to through the law that was established in 2013, 3409. Because remember, I said remember it as a address. I'm gonna read it. I know exactly what that is. I don't have to try to find it. During the 2013 legislative session, House Bill 3409, it's called a House Bill 3409, was passed, creating natural hair care as a field of practice under the Board of Cosmetology. See? So we became a living organism. We're going to help this grow. And I'm saying we because I'm including you. You're a licensed hair care practitioner. I am a licensed hair care practitioner. And you have to speak it into existence. And the way that you speak it into existence is because you are doing what you're supposed to do, which is studying. Just like in the word, it says, study to show yourself approved. You are doing this unto God because this is a new avenue for you to reach people who need Father. That's the way I see it. Okay, so we're going to do pityriasis, also known as dander, is a microscopic fungus that feeds on the scalp's natural oils and creates byproducts that cause irritation on the scalp. And the reason I like this is because I actually found a mistake, and it's right there. When you get to the word byproduct, it's together. I don't know if you can see it, so let me see. I'm gonna see if I can see. Yes, it's together. There needs to be a space there. I think. Because byproducts could be one word. But that's what helps me to remember the word byproducts because it's together. And I know of it as two words. And I believe it's one because it's an adjective. Or is it a noun? Or a pronoun? Anyway, we know that it causes irritation. And these types, and there are two types of periitises. Periitises capitis simplex and periitis steroids. Now we're going to go to periitis capitis in simplex, and then I'm going to find the time. Oh, 10:16. Periitis disorders, it's not even peri, it's pity. Pityriasis. So let's go back. Because I remember saying periitis, and it's not peri, it's pity. Pityriasis. 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 Capitis simplex. Pityriasis. Pityriasis. Capitis simplex. And pityriasis steroid. Okay? Pityriasis is a disorder. It's under the disorders. Pityriasis capitis simplex is classic dandruff. It's like, that's all I am. I'm just dandruff. It's the scalp is itchy, dry, and flaky, resulting in scattered skin cells, which are visible flakes on the hair and shoulders. And I don't know what I had, but this is what I do know, that where my hair was not grown in, it had like a very dark covering. And I could do like this. And as I did that, I noticed that, well, this is when I started adding the grease, the castor oil every day, and making sure that my hair was moist every single day. And hair is a good moisturizer. And then when your hair is moist and you put oil in it, it seems to me on my head that it not only holds the oil in the hair itself, the follicles, the hair strand, the shaft, the everything. It just held oil and made it so much easier to hold oil. And when I put it in the spray bottle and would shake it, because it always sit on the top, And I never could figure out how it got in my hair when I did that. I never figured it out because it didn't look oily. But I noticed that once I did it and the water dried, the liquid part dried, the hair was still there. Like that. The hair was still there. The oil was still there. And so I began to only put it on the top and then just massage it down. Just seriously. I showed y'all earlier how I'll put my thumbs and go from here and just move up. And then I would take it like this and go this way. So I would get it all over my head. And then at the end of the day, and then the next day I wash it out, start the process over. I mean, not wash, I rinse it out and start the process over. Okay, disorders, pityriasis. Classic dandruff is called pityriasis capitis simplex. Pityriasis capitis simplex. The scalp is itchy, dry, and flaky, resulting in scattered skin cells, which are visible flakes on the hair and shoulder. Disorder, pityriasis. Pityriasis, steroids. Severe dandruff similar to seborrhea dermatitis. The scalp is red and inflamed with large, greasy, or waxy scales, which are combined with sebum, causing white, creamy patches to stick to the scalp. When the scales are removed with a comb, bleeding, I know, y'all know now that I see this, or oozing of sebum may result. And now, I do want to show you this. So let's look at the, okay, I have to show you this, so it's going to take a little bit of time. I know it's not here. Hair is defined, hair function, structure, follicles. Let's get close. I need to see if I missed the picture. There you go. That's not the one. Because this one is the root and the shaft. And I was looking for the word sebum. Because I thought that it was like under the skin-ish. No, this one does with the hair shaft and the root. Anyway, now I'm trying to look, and the reason I'm doing this is because I want to get this. I have to get this. This is like, anyway, I have to get this. I think today I'm going to look at some porosity videos on YouTube so I can get a little bit more about porosity. That's like the hair texture and stuff like that. Anyway, alopecia is a disorder. I think I'm going to stop here so that I can talk some more a little bit late now. Alopecia is an autoimmune disorder that mistakenly attacks the hair follicle during the anagen and telogen growth phase, which causes abnormal hair loss, balding, or reduced hair density. There are several types of alopecia depending upon the location on the head, how it evolves, how it evolves on the scalp, and its underlying causes. The thing is, what we're learning, I'm telling you, is so basic. It's so basic. It's so basic that you also want to be able to know if there is a regime or regimen or something that you can do to help any of these like disorders. And so when I think about my hair, mine, mine, I think about how when people would look at my hair, they would say that's a type of alopecia. But because I didn't know, I just prayed and asked Father what to do. And I found out that what I was doing, or I believed that what I was doing was from Him. And so I just started wetting my hair every day, making sure that it was oiled. So I used water, oil, and prayer. That's how come I called my hair wops, because that's all I did. I used water, oil, and prayer. WOP. Whereas locks are lotions, oils, and creams, I believe. I think that's what they said they were. But anyway, I was calling mine wops. So people would say, "You call your hair dreads or locks?" And I would say, "I don't call them either. I call them wops because locks mean lotions, oils, and creams." That's what I heard. And I do water, oil, and prayer. I castor oil, water, and prayer. Like, when I first started, there was no conditioner. There was no castor oil, water, and prayer. And then I started washing my hair, and I forget the name of the but it had one of the ingredients that was good for hair growth in it. I still have some. I can probably read it, but I don't use that one anymore because after a year, I learned that biotin is good for your hair, and I learned that collagen is good for your hair. Alopecia totalis, small round patches of hair loss progressing into total scalp hair loss. Alopecia universalis, complete loss of body hair. Now, sometimes I really want that to happen, like on my chin. That's about it. But then I started saying, no, I don't want the hair on my chin to stop growing. I just want the hair that's growing on my chin to grow on the top of my head. And I noticed that that's happening. So keep growing hair on the chin until it gets full up here, and then you can just stay up here. Disorder is alopecia, androgenetic alopecia. And I said androgenetic because it says ANDRO, then it says GENETIC. Genetic. Alopecia is a slow decrease in hair density with a reduced hair diameter. In men, it is generally located at the parietal front and progresses to a horseshoe shaped outline at the crown of the head to the occipital area. And that, now I'm not a man, but that basically was how mine was going away. It was this area right here. And it was horseshoeing and everything. In women, it is generally located at the crown of the head and at the tip. But because I didn't know, it's like growed in there. It's like, woo! I'm glad I wasn't trying to be a natural hair care, a licensed natural hair care practitioner last year, even though I knew about it, because that's probably how I started doing hair. Like getting into the natural hair, because yeah, because I was trying to figure out how I got it, and I started last year knowing about natural hair care practitioner where you don't have to go to school. Because I think I saw something on the internet, or my daughter. I told her I wanted. There is a reason. I'm going to find out, and I'm be able to tell y'all that's part of my story. Disorder is alopecia areata, and areata is, or areata, because it has the word area in it. So it's AREA, then TA. Areata, sudden or sometimes unrecognized falling out of the hair in patches or spots. These areas are usually lighter in color due to poor blood circulation and will usually grow back. That's what. Remember, I was telling you about the patches? I had regular scalp. Right now, my scalp is basically all the same color. But that's probably where the hair was growing in, because I can tell right here, right in this part, how the hair is like right in this part right here, where I'm touching it right now. I can feel little teeny hairs, just little. But here, it feels like hairs in there. And what it is this hair and that hair. And then see right here, this is where another one was, another patch. So you can see how the hair is growing right here. I can even pick it up. And that's what happened when, or before, or basically what made me part my hair different and then start the hair growing process again. Because the hair, this was the only part basically that I had. All of the hair was going like this. I have pictures. So. But if you find mzjanis O on the internet, you, that's where you'll see all my hair, my locks, all that kind of stuff. And this is basically the only place where the hair was really growing here, if you can see. And then if you part it like I do now, and you can see how the hair grew in. And that's what I would do all the time. I'm like, look, you can see hair growing in the parts. Look, you guys. So because I noticed that, I'm like, well, let me part it on purpose where I want the hair to go, to grow. Because it seemed like it was only growing where the parts were, the way I had my hair parted. And I'm happy. I'm happy because look, you can tell it's getting thicker. Because the parts, even though I got it separated, you can see the parts are slowly disappearing. Because these bands are not keeping it. It's not holding my hair back. It's like, thank you, but alopecia areata, and I'm saying it like that because I want to remember how to spell it, just in case it's on the text. Sudden or sometimes unrecognized falling out of hair in patches or spots. These areas are usually lighter in color due to poor blood circulation and will usually grow back. And I'm finding out that maybe that's what I had. I mean, now, like, what was the name of my hairstyle that I used to do and I didn't know it was a style? Casimus, where you cornrow under like that. I just said my sister cornrows like this on the top so she can get to the teeniest bits of hair. Me, I would. You would have to have some hair for me to do what I do. Okay, disorder alopecia, diffuse alopecia, radical and sudden hair loss of the entire scalp, followed by thinning of the hair density, which affects both men and women, but primarily young females. This hair loss is temporary, and the hair will grow back as long as the hair follicle remains active. And I like that one because you're working at it all the time. So the areata, alopecia areata, just reminds me of what I do. You know, I massage the scalp all the time. I'm always in my hair bothering it. I'm letting it live, and I'm making sure that. Oh, see, that's the back. I'm making sure that what my hair is supposed to do, it does. My hair is supposed to grow. And I told y'all how I had a conversation with Father, and I said that you said that hair is a woman's glory, and you know, y'all get the point. It was like, I'm serious. It was I, you know, disorders, alopecia, postpartum alopecia. I heard of this, and I just heard of this. I think this year, or since I've been doing my hair. There's this one young lady. It's XL or XYL, something like that. That's her name, and she does hair and stuff. And she was explaining how she didn't want to lock her, not lock, redo her hair, basically because of the postpartum of alopecia she had. Oh, she didn't call it alopecia, she said postpartum hair loss. It's a temporary hair loss for 3 to 9 months after pregnancy due to sudden changes in hormone levels returning to normal within a year. Disordered alopecia. Traction alopecia is a rapid, permanent scarring or balding of the scalp due to continuous pulling of the hair too tightly over a long period of time, resulting in the hair being literally pulled out of the follicle, taking out the hair root and bulb and destroying the hair shaft. This hair loss is most apparent in the frontal and temporal regions and can also affect the nape area. You notice I didn't go because I saw it, but it wasn't as terrible as the oozing and the white patches and the canities. Canities, we're going to do can I ties. Can I ties? I'm going to tell you why. It's spelled Kanities. Now, you know it's not pronounced like that. But I'm telling you, you have to think of ways that's going to help you remember what you need to remember. And can I ties is make it's sort of like a question. Can I ties is the term of graying hair, which is a loss of natural pigment or melanin in the hair. And I really like silver hair. I've always liked silver hair. So I've always liked can I ties. And this is the one that you get to remember that the acronym CARS is, or CAR, is congenital, acquired, or ringed hair. Congenital, acquired, or ringed hair. Or you can do RAC, RAC. Ringed hair, acquired, congenital. Okay, is the term gray hair, is the term for gray hair. And I call it silver hair, but now I know it's called canatize. Canatize? There are 3 forms of canatize. And these are disorders. Why would this be considered a disorder? Now I ask that question. The genital canatize is due to lack of melanin in the hair, which exists at or before birth and will occur in albinos and occasionally in people with normal hair. Oh, anyway, so they're saying that it's negative. You're going to have to positize that. Oh, I like your canatize. Well, I do because I love silver hair. It's acquired canatize. Canitize. Due to the aging process during the telogen phase, the follicle and bulb shrink, reducing the process of hair pigmentation to or melanin. These may also occur prematurely as a result of genetic, prolonged anxiety, illness, or diet. Well, that I can understand because remember earlier I was saying that sometimes people get disorders in their hair because of what they're eating, what like that. I mean, I was saying it earlier. Now I know that it's called can I ties. Can I ties? When you all meet me in person, you're gonna be cracking them laughing. The first thing because I'm going to remind you of I'm going to allow you to remember something, and maybe one of the first things you're going to say is, "Can I ties?" And I'm like, "You watch the videos. You're one of my students. Hallelujah!" I cannot wait to meet some of y'all. I'm not. I can wait, of course, I can. But I'm anticipating meeting you. I am anticipating meeting you, especially if you're in Oregon. You go to take your natural hair care practitioner test. Once I natural hair care, no, yeah, for right, it's called a sit down. sit down written test. And remember, in order to do the sit down written test, you have to have that certificate, you have to have your application, you have to have two forms of ID, which could be your license, your passport, your social security card, your birth certificate, your right to be a citizen or right to be in the United States, your citizenship, your like that. But you have to have two forms, and one of the forms have to have a picture ID. And in Salem, Oregon, the address is on Tantum Avenue, I believe. It could be Tantum Street. I'm just telling you that it's changed to Tantum. It used to be somewhere else, like in 800 or 700. But when you call that number, it'll tell you the exact address where the the health licensing office is. And in order to know that, y'all saw my eyes go off to the side there. I had to look up real quick, like the letters for HLO to remember that HLO means Health Licensing Office. And it's in our module. So that's how I remember. I remember by looking through all the pages, like you see me doing. I literally flip through the pages up here, like, oh yeah, that's on page 62. You know, I do that with the Bible. With the Bible, I'll think of a scripture when I need it, and it'll literally be written in front of me. Sometimes I'll get it's almost like the scripture's address that's in the Bible, and I'll say like I'm seeing Hebrews 12:3, and then it'll be exactly what we're talking about, but like that. So I know how my mind works by constantly going over, and there's somebody that thinks like me or remembers like me just by vision. Like I told y'all when y'all see me go, I'm actually seeing it. It's like I'm going to remember that. Okay, let me get back to work. Disorders, canatize, ring hair, salt and pepper. And in my hair, once when it's wet, you can and wash when it's clean. Excuse me, you can barely see the silver hair, barely, except for right here. You know where it's parted, but you know that I have silver hair growing right in here, right? Let's see that. That's how you can tell it's clean. That's how I can tell, and I can tell that it's not clean because I literally can see the gray, and I love it. I just love it. I literally can see the canine ties. I can see the canine ties. Okay, salt and pepper. A variety of canine ties characterized by alternating bands of gray and pigmented hair throughout the length of the hair strand. And that's what I like about my locks. Before I usually try my best to dye my locks or dye my hair in its knotted state or matted state once a year in May, like around Mother's Day, so I can see how much it grows from year to year. Because I told y'all, anytime I can get or notice that my hair is growing, I'm in. I'm in. Count me in. In. I'm Miss Janice. I love the fact that my hair is growing and that I can tell how it's growing. At first, when I first dyed my hair in 19 in 2017, I did not like it because it was so silver and so pretty and so full and so not full like all over, but you can tell. And then I was like, look, y'all, look, it's growing in gray. Look, it's growing in. Well, I call it silver. I don't know why I'm saying gray. Probably because of canatine. It's growing in canatine. Look, it's canatizing. I'm gonna like using that word. Okay, disorders. Teghoptilosis. Teghoptilosis are split ends and the hair of the hair, which start as small cracks in the cuticle that deepens into the cortex. Now I like that because right now I'm seeing that hair follicle that has the the different layers, and it talks about follicle, cuticle, like that. So we got to get to know. It's talking about the positive and negative of hair. That's really what it's doing, because it's telling you about the diseases. It's telling you about the disorders. Oh, I didn't spell trichop trichoptilosis. Trichoptilosis. That's probably not how it's pronounced, but that's how I'm going to spell it to you. Tri tri chop chop T-I-T-L-O-S-I-S losis. Trichoptilosis. And these are, oh, did I tell you this one already? I mean today. It's T shore rec T-chor PXs. I don't know how I'm gonna get that one. I just know the last word is no dosa. No dosa. The word is spelled Tichor. So it's Thai chor or T chor Rex RHEXIS. Now the nice part about it, it's almost like you have to remember everything else and know that there's a word that you don't know. T-chorhexes. And I'm liking my hair, you guys. I think I might leave it out today. Me personally, I'm liking it. And it seems like it's drying to almost dry. So I don't know how long we started. I mean, it takes an hour and a little over an hour for my hair to dry. If I left that eye open, I am so sorry. Because that does not look right when you're rubbing this eye. It's supposed to be like this. So I think I left that eye open. And I can't cut it out. I am so sorry that y'all had to see that. I don't think that's cute to me. I don't think it's cute. Okay, let me look at the camera and do it. I mean, let me look at me. See, I don't think that looks cute. It doesn't even look like I'm winking. And I can't close it to see. But I think that would look better if both the eyes were closed and I was rubbing. If I'm going to rub on the camera. Or say, excuse me, I got to rub my eye right quick. And then I just look away. Something. I think I'm going to do the excuse me, I got to rub my eye real quick. Okay, disorders. Tetrarexis nodosa. Tetrarexis nodosa. That sounds doctory. You have Tetrarexis nodosa. Is knotted hair, which is a brush-like spreading out of the fibers of the broken off hair along the hair. It is a dry, brittle condition that includes formation of nodular swelling along the hair shaft and breaks easily. Oh, that was almost sounding like a lock, wasn't it? I was like, oh. Until it got to the part about swelling and breaking off easily. Anyway. Tetrarexis. Oh, later on we're gonna do styles and techniques. I'm most sure I'll probably do this later. Natural, protective, and transitional styles and techniques used in natural hair care. I'm always talking about natural. I'm always talking about protective because I have the rubber bands in. Now I get to add transitional styles, and I know one of them. One of them is a braid out. One of them is a twist out. One of them is like that. So that would be like a transitional style. You do braids and then you transition from braids to braid out, twist out. Once you do locks, there's no lock out. But you can braid out and twist out. Sorry, but that was funny. You can't do a lockout. Excuse me, I gotta get some more pages. So we're on page 66, so we're gonna go to 87. And oh, we might even get to do poems, clues and poems. I am so excited to be doing this, you guys. Wait, I apologize for saying you guys, and I'm going to try not to say that often because we are licensed natural hair care practitioners. So I am so appreciative of you natural hair care practitioners. Oh, let me see what acronym can I give you? I don't have one. I'm sorry. Because it says LNHCP. When I write my name, after I get my license, I'm going to put L, comma. I don't even care if somebody says something. They're going to have to ask me what this means. Because before you're a natural hair care practitioner, right? But when I get licensed, I'm going to write L, comma. I don't even know how to write it. I'm telling you how I'm going to write it. L, comma, NHCP. Or NCP. No, I'm going to even put the H after it. Licensed natural hair care practitioner. And now that I don't mind being called. But I have problems with being called an elder at my church because I it's not that I don't want to be associated with the elders. It's just that some elders have standards that I don't want. I'll put it that way. And I don't want to be categorized with them. But with a licensed natural hair care practitioner, I want to be characterized with you because I teach it. And I teach it at such standards that it's like you need to follow this book. You're your own personal, and you know what this says. And I can tell you this because I'm doing it. But if I tell an elder this because I'm doing it, it's like you don't have to do all that. It is whatever. I don't really know. What I see that the Bible says how we're supposed to act, and then they're not acting like that. It gets to the point where I read the Bible and try to do like I'm doing with this book, with this module. Try to do it with the standards, the techniques, the rules, the laws, the hold on, Bible regulations. The regulations are what I usually forget, so I should always say rules, regulations, requirements, standards, laws. All right, I gotta go, but I will be back. I'll be back. See you later, licensed natural hair care practitioners. You all enjoy the rest of your day. And talk practitioner today. Do your best to talk practitioner. Just talk it. Don't care. Don't care if nobody don't understand you. That way you'll be able to explain yourself. Or if you don't remember what it says or how to explain it, just come back later and I'll help you, okay?